This is Vikings United, your ultimate destination for everything Minnesota Vikings. Bringing together the most passionate fans, insightful analysts, and dynamic creators from across Skol Nation. Get ready for deep dives, spirited debates, and exclusive insights from Coach Cody. We're celebrating our community, honoring our heroes, and fueling your fandom with Pillars of Valor coffee. This is more than a show. It's a movement. This is Vikings United.
Hamdi.
Purple and gold, that's all we know. Purple and gold, we holla Skol. Purple and gold, this how we roll. Purple and gold, now holla Skol. Purple and gold, this how it goes. Purple and gold, we holla Skol. Purple and gold, that's how you know. Purple and gold, now holla Skol. Representing Skol, the gang, you know the name. It's a Minnesota thing. Put that on the purple blood that's running through these golden veins. Hail, sleet, snow, or rain, regardless, we gon' go to games. $1 billion stadium on Sundays, they don't close the bank. Fail, rarely get your tail buried. Give his JJ to JJ on Hail Marys. I'm like Aaron Jones, I see the field clearly. Gain 150 yards off of 12 carries. And 2 tugs, I say you crack a can of ice cold whoop ass on the Packers fan. Downtown Minneapolis, we pack the stands and put our hands above our heads when we clap our hands. That's how we clap our hands, we put our hands above our head when we clap our hands. Now clap your hands and put your hands above your head when you clap your hands. That's how we clap our hands, we put our hands above our head when we clap our hands. I said clap your hands and put your hands above your head when you clap your hands. Purple and gold, that's all we know. Purple and gold, we holla Skol. Purple and gold, this how we roll. Purple and gold, now holla Skol. Purple and gold, this how it goes. Purple and gold, we holla Skol. Purple and gold, that's how you know. Purple and gold, now holla Skol. If you from Minnesota, let me know. If you from Minnesota, here we go. Minnesota notice. I'm known to Skol and then blow the coldest and Skol until I got scoliosis. So when we so ferocious. So just way before 84 was the dopest. We showed you who the purple and the gold is. If you from Minnesota, let me know. Right now. If you from Minnesota, here we go. Minnesota. And gold, that's all we know. Purple and gold, we holla Skol. Purple and gold, this how we roll. Purple and gold, now holla Skol. Purple and gold, this how it goes. Purple and gold, we holla.
Welcome into the Scene Project Sports Network. You are here tonight for Vikings United. I am your host, Bubba Startz, joined as always by my co-host, Big B. What's shaking, B?
Not much. You know, did the old take care of my car, went in for an oil change, bought a new car. So with that being said, I'm ready to, yeah. No, it was a planned thing, but no, just get ready to watch or not watch, but talk about the Vikings draft 9 days away. Give our perspectives. I can't wait. I know you kind of laughed at it backstage, but congrats to the new WNBA women that got drafted last night. Hope you guys have a great career. But
who went number one? B?
Who went number one? I don't know. Some lady from UConn, I think it was.
Oh, joining us as always, our expert analyst, the coach extraordinaire, Coach Cody in the house. What's shaking, Coach?
What's going on? What's going on, fellas? How we feeling?
Feeling good tonight, man, and I'm sure you're feeling good too. Cavalry coming off another big win. Coach, you're undefeated in like 3 seasons straight now. How's it feel?
I mean, I'm blessed, honestly. It doesn't matter who we have in front of us. We just come out there, with brotherhood and passion for the sport and energy and toughness. And we just literally put belt to ass on all these teams. It's insane. But I mean, shout out to the Albert League Grizzlies making the trip from Minnesota, 10.5 hours. It was crazy. I have the defense and some of the offense with me here in Minnesota. Albert Lee is just south of us, Big B, about 45 hour 15. And both of us had to drive 10.5 hours to play that game.
Yeah, that's a pretty unique situation for everyone there. Not an easy thing. Both teams, it's kind of like the Super Bowl, though, right? Where both teams are, playing usually not in their home stadium. So, you have to drive 10.5 hours to get there. Now, obviously, most NFL teams are flying first class.
Yep.
The van, far from first class, but y'all get it done.
It wasn't as bad this time. A couple of players decided to drive separately, and so I mean, we had enough room to sprawl out this time. It was
they got tired of the smell in the van, huh?
It wasn't even that, but just
Cramped,
just
some
cramped.
big boys on that team.
Yeah,
big boys.
Yep. So it's 5-0. We got another game this week against the Colorado Rockets. They're gonna make the trip from Colorado to Gillette, Wyoming, and then that might be our last game for the season. I might have a surprise for everybody.
Surprises are good there, Coach. Again, like Bubba said, congrats on the big win. I watched some of that game. I missed your little swim kick there. After you guys scored, I went to do something, came back. You guys had the ball back. And I was like, "What happened?" So, how did that swim kick come about? Did you, just kind of pull it out and said, "Let's do it this time," or was it kind of pre-planned?
It was pre-planned. I had tried it a few times earlier in the game, and it just, our kicker just barely missed, and I knew that he would get it. Instead of telling him to go 10 yards, I just told him to basically boot it to the 15 and try to get that awkward bounce. And, just send all your speed guys down there, and it just worked out.
Yeah. And again, being the arena football, if it hits the wall, it's still a live ball, right?
Yep. Game on.
All right.
Now,
you want that.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you coach your kicker into like, hey, man, I want this to bounce once, hit that wall, and just as much chaos as possible in there? I mean, it's not a NFL onside kick strategy.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, it's because that's tough because I mean, you have a bounce and it goes over them boards, then you're giving up giving up field position. Not a lot, but you're giving some up. So it's just hey, left side, do your best. Let's get it.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool getting to watch on YouTube as well, and getting to see that. I watched pretty much. I caught what B missed, and then B caught up for me, and I tuned in at the end to check on the final score. Really awesome to see your team just perform.
But I got to say though, Coach, your defense seems to step up when they got short field. I mean, I know arena football, but they seem to step up quite a bit on their side of the short field. So your defense is strong. I'd probably try to onside kick a little bit more too, but. Congrats to you on that 5-0.
Yeah, well, our defense, I got so much love for the defense because there's been a few times earlier in the season where we were backed up to the goal line, and we would either come up with a turnover or just stop in general. But every phase of the game is looking out for everyone else. We're looking out for the brother right next to us. So when special teams goes out there and they got the kahunas to try to go for that type of play and miss out, then the D's like, hey, no problem. We're going to step up and got your back. And they do.
Yeah, no. That's a full team there. Yeah, I'm mute there, Bubba. We see you talking.
Well, I don't know why it's doing that. Like every time I click out of the out of the screen, it keeps doing that to me. Anyway, before we get into draft coverage and really digging into our mock draft tonight, want to shout out our new sponsors at Odyssey Exteriors. We're going to roll their footage real quick and get their banner up here and rolling with storm season here in the Midwest, as you guys in Minnesota have already seen, and across the Midwest. I know they're getting some wicked weather in Wisconsin as well. Make sure you know the right people that are going to be taking care of your home. So a word from our sponsors real quick. We're going to come back. We're going to get everything set up in the background. We're going to do our draft on the ESPN NFL Draft Simulator. So that's kind of what we're doing. We are going to allow trades, not that we're going to do a ton of them tonight, and really just focusing on this Vikings team and the players that are available, right? We'll talk a little bit when we come back, a little kind of war room action, talking about players that Coach has outlined. I guess, Coach, tonight you are playing the role of KOC and kind of being that. Being the coach and giving us your take. You've been, with these players and with your scouting department, and then B and I will kind of be in that, general manager chair, kind of pulling the strings and deciding where we want to go. So because we can run pretty fast on the draft, we'll go ahead and do all 7 rounds. Screw it. I know we don't have a 3rd round pick, right? So we're going to jump right from the 2nd to the 4th.
We got 2 or 3 third rounds.
2/3. I know there's 1 round that we don't have any. Yeah. So some of these will go fast. Well, who knows with trades what'll all go, but we're going to have some fun. My wife already told me she's not waiting up for me tonight. Sorry, we're a little late, everybody. My kids had their spring concert tonight. And as you know, family always comes first here on the network. So quick word from our partners at Odyssey Exteriors, and then we're going to come back and jump into some mock draft action. So enjoy a quick word from our sponsors. In Minnesota, your home faces it all. Brutal winters, pounding hail, and summer storms that don't hold back. That's why homeowners trust Odyssey Exteriors, your local, family-owned exterior experts based right here in Burnsville. From roofing and siding to gutters, windows, and decks, we use Midwest tough materials and certified crews to protect what matters most. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and a reputation for integrity, we treat your home like it's our own. Call 952-923-0062 or visit odyssey.ext.com today to schedule your free exterior inspection. Odyssey Exteriors, built Midwest tough, built for you. That's our guy, Cole Quinnell, and his company, Odyssey Exteriors. It's the whole Quinnell family. Some really amazing people. Can't wait to get Cole on here. Obviously, busy season for him right now. We're going to make sure we get him onto the show. And I know, follow their social media pages. I know he was talking about doing a ticket giveaway to a Vikings game this year during the draft. So keep your eye on their socials. We've been sharing them. I know everybody on the team's been sharing them out there. So you could win free Vikings tickets to a game this season by following them and keeping your eyes out for a post there. We will obviously be sharing them when we see them. Okay, so fellas, what I'd like to do, B, can you keep the big board kind of pulled up on your end as far as that kind of goes? And what I'll do is I'll kind of run the draft to make sure. I don't know if I'll put it up on the screen or not. I don't know if ESPN's going to sue the shit out of us. So we'll probably keep it up there. We can rattle off and kind of talk about who they think are the best players available. And then obviously Cody's going to have who he likes in all of these things. So I'll do my best to kind of produce everything on the fly. We are doing this live, so you guys will have to bear with us a little bit. Try not to be too clunky on everything, but I think this is going to be fun to kind of assess this. Starting off first, I think we need to talk about that 18th pick, right? We're in a weird spot in the draft where I think there's only probably one or two players that you are must-haves that are going to be in range. I don't think we have the capital to trade up. And I don't know that I want to spend capital to trade up unless it's Jordan Addison. Maybe you can throw a Grenard in there as well. I don't think the draft simulator is going to allow us to kind of throw those deals out there. Most of what I've seen, at least from ESPN, is mostly just in the draft capital range, being able to kind of move through next year and different things there. And we have a deep draft and a potentially, I don't know, they throw around the term generational probably a little too loosely these days, but we have, a deep draft next year. So stocking up for some draft capital next year, definitely on the table as we're talking about moving through here. If there are any trades that do, I'm not sure if this simulator actually proposes trades on its own or if we would just be making offers on that, but we'll play that as it goes.
Question for you. Generational, what do we have next year? Because
they're saying that next year is supposed to be a deep class, definitely quarterbacks. Of course, that's everybody's main focus is quarterbacks. But, of course, let's say K-Fan, they're saying next year is supposed to be a big draft too. So I guess it all depends on, again, I don't like using that generational. I don't like using that can't-miss player because – if they get on a team that's bad, they can't make a difference,
Right.
So,
right.
But I think this year there's going to be a lot of trades. I think a lot of people are going to be traded to stock up next year, and
they're trying to get Manning.
Yeah, there's probably.
That's the reason that you're tanking. The teams that are already at the bottom are looking like it, but I think there's just a little bit deeper talent pool to draw from next year. At least that's what the experts and the analysts are all saying.
Yeah.
So,
I thought you meant like we had a bunch of picks next year.
No.
I think we have a normal amount of picks next year. I don't think that we're out any, and maybe we have some extras. B, you might have to pull that up to kind of get that perfect. But I've definitely heard at least from what I was listening to, was kind of listening to a lot of Purple Daily and Thor Talks Purple today, and hearing him talk about the draft and having more picks in next year's draft as opposed to this year isn't such a big deal. So if somebody's posing a late round, they want to bump up and throw in a 6 for next year for a late round pick, you're listening because you're probably getting a better player next year than you would this year. And I still think you're seeing kind of after effects from those COVID years, the extra years of eligibility that people had, which kind of puts other guys maybe on a roster for a year longer and people playing for a year longer. And with NIL money now, right? Guys can afford to stay in school and season a little bit in the college ranks, be dominant, and actually boost their value for an extra year, where I feel like, especially in the last, 5-6 years, that guys are coming out their junior year because their value is high and you're worried about injury before you've had a chance to cash a check. Now you got some of these players that are making as much money as they're going to make as a rookie, or maybe taking a pay cut to go into the league. Although your raises are going to get incrementally higher, right? So what do you got for me, B?
So it looks like for next year, right now we're sitting with round 1, round 2, round 3. We traded round 4. We got our round 5 plus a pick from Carolina, round 6, and our pick in 7 and a Philly pick. So my calculations is 8.
Okay.
8 picks next year.
Yeah, so you already got 8. Already got 8 picks for next year. In what we're saying is a deeper draft. Now, I don't think that means that we're trying to trade all of our picks for next year picks,
No,
right?
not
Like
at
we're not
all.
trying to do that. This team needs players now to restock. So just kind of keeping that in mind off the top here. And before we get this first round kicked off, I kind of want to get your thoughts about a possible trade back situation. Is there 1 or 2 players on your list, Coach, who are going to be available in that range that are must-haves? And if those guys aren't on the board, you're entertaining a trade back. And I'm not saying all the way to the bottom, but you're trading back, between, I would say, 3 and 5 spots to pick up an extra, probably a 3rd or 4th rounder this year, or possibly a 4th and another 4th or 3rd in next year's draft.
I mean, there's always the names that we've said in the past couple weeks, but it all depends on how that draft plays out. Because, I mean, you never know. It takes 2-3 teams to really just put a wrench in everyone's plans.
Yeah, you definitely got to let things just play out.
Yeah, I definitely think we need to go defense, though. Defense all the way. There's not going to be an offensive lineman there in that area. It's got to be defense.
Well, and I want to bring up one player that, I've seen. I actually had him mocked to us at one point as well. And that was Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon, a Duck. Are you interested in a Kenyon Sadiq if he's there with that 18th pick?
Yes, absolutely. If he's there, then yes, you can't mess on him. What is he, 6'7", 220 or whatever?
Kenyon Sadiq, 6'3", 241.
Okay. Same thing, taller than me.
Yeah.
But I mean,
low bar, Cody.
Yeah, it's facts. But just a physical tight end that can also be, outside receiver. I mean, the dude's got talent. He's an athlete. You can't. Him and Hawkinson, please.
Yeah, and I wonder if getting a guy like that changes, the role of does Hawkinson become expendable, right? And I know we restructured the contract and everything, but you never know who's out there looking for a vet that can fill that role. If you pick up a Sadiq, all of a sudden you might be able to get, now you're not going to get a lot for him, right? But if you're bringing in this young man and drafting him in the first round, you're looking to put him as your starting, what they call the move tight end, right? Is that the U or the Y?
I mean,
Cody.
I think you could roll with 2 tight ends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that would necessarily be the writing on the wall for Hawkinson. I would hope not.
I'm going to go ahead and start the draft, fellas.
Let's
We
get
got
it.
a few picks to get down to us. I'll try to rattle off some of these as they're going. I have it on fast, so it's going to be moving here at a pretty decent clip, but trying to split screen this and stay in the moment with you all. So,
All right, I bet.
oh, there we go. We're already on. So, in those picks, so Kenyon Sadiq came off 17th to the Lions. So best available as far as they have here now, Mekhi Lemon, USC, wide receiver, Jordan Tyson, Arizona State, wide receiver, an offensive guard from Penn State. I can't even say his name. Ione, Caden Proctor, offensive tackle. Those are kind of their best available. Dylan Tieneman, is it Tieneman? Available
from Oregon?
Yeah.
On the board. Yeah, the safety from Oregon on the board here at 18. Also, Emmanuel McNeil, safety from Toledo, and Avion Terrell, the cornerback from Clemson. So I feel like we got the guys and we have these people on the board. Although they're not at the very top, they're saying, Dylan, at least on this draft board, that he's at 20. And you have 3 players here. You have Mekhi Lemon on the ESPN big board is ranked 10. Jordan Tyson ranked 12. The offensive guard and tackle 15 and 17, although not positions of need, Are you entertaining drafting a wide receiver in this? And I think both of these guys, you could probably pull up their stats a little bit, or at least their measurables. But I'm guessing I feel like these names came up and were guys that we kind of passed on because they are slot receivers, smaller receivers, and kind of don't fit the bill of what we're looking for.
Yeah. Jordan Tyson, 6'2", 203. And then Tate, 6'2", 192. So I think when we talked, we kind of passed. Where did Downs go? I'm just kind of curious.
Let me see if I can kind of pull this up, and I can't see it. Okay, there we go. Right. Sorry. Caleb Downs went 5 to the Giants. Okay. Mendoza went 1, Arvell Reese 2, Bailey 3, Jeremiah Love went 4 to the Titans. Caleb Downs 5 to the Giants. Wide receiver Carnell Tate to the Browns. Sonny Styles to the Commanders. Reuben Bain Jr., edge rusher to the Saints. Francis Magua, tackle to the Chiefs. Cornerback Delane went to the Bengals. So, I mean, and then just your offensive tackles, your edge rushers. Omar Cooper, wide receiver, went to the Ravens. Jermod McCoy to the Bucks. Then you had Ty Simpson, quarterback, 16 to the Jets, with Kenyon Sadiq falling to the Lions. And that's where they picked. So behind us, and I just kind of want to address this a little bit because now we're in this spot where there are players that are ranked higher that would be of a, in a position where coming behind us now are the Panthers, Cowboys, and Steelers. So where you're looking at with Tienneman, do you try to play this out where you can maybe snag an extra pick or 2 possibly, go back 3 or 4 spots, get the guy that you want that fits your needs, or do you just play it safe? You pick the guy with some guys that are ranked a little bit higher on the big board, and just take your guy. What's kind of your guys' philosophy and what you're thinking here?
Go ahead, Big B.
I mean, definitely I think the wide receivers are out. So you got to play safe with those 2. You got to think that somebody's going to take those if you're going to move back at least 2 spots. So if Dylan's still there, I mean, the Panthers are probably looking at receiver. Let's see here. Okay, so let's go to position.
Draft needs for them. Because that's going to tell me a lot.
Yeah. And so the Panthers were at 17 or behind us?
At 19. Yep. Panthers, so Cowboys, Steelers are the 3 teams.
Yeah, Panthers need according to ESPN, safety, wide receiver, edge, corner, and a running back.
So you can, I would say they probably pick one of those remaining receivers and feel pretty good about it, that you could jump them. Now, what I'm looking at is you're trying to get value. You're not just trying to go back 1 spot here. You're trying to maximize this because they'll only go back 1 spot. Cowboys.
You think the Panthers are going to take a wide receiver?
Looking at the way this board is falling, there are 4 players right now on ESPN's big board ahead of Dylan Tienneman, right?
Okay.
2 receivers and 2 offensive, an offensive guard and offensive tackle. So me, in my head, I'm kind of entertaining what I had done before was to possibly trade with the Chargers, let them jump to 18, go back those 4 spots. What's the Chargers' needs?
Chargers, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, edge, wide receiver, tight end.
So you can almost mark them in for the tackle, right?
Probably.
And Cowboys probably not taking a safety, I would imagine. Not in the first. See is you have Chargers go up and take their guy at the tackle. Panthers probably take one of those receivers. Cowboys probably take one of those receivers.
No,
what are the
Cowboys
Steelers looking like? Let's put ourselves in the Steelers.
I don't think the Panthers are going to take a receiver. If their need is a safety and a corner and then a couple others, Yeah, those four, like those two receivers and two offensive
Those
linemen are
receivers
up
that are
ahead.
left
But
are 10 spots higher. They are 10 spots higher on that on the ESPN big board, and you have to
Yeah,
imagine that
that's
big
true.
board is
So
probably
Dallas,
what a lot of teams are too.
Facts.
so Dallas's needs is corner, safety, linebacker, edge, and tight end. And then you said the Steelers. Let's see where the Steelers are. There they are. And the Steelers quarterback, offensive guard, offensive tackle, safety, D tackle.
So
With
the
that being
Cowboys
said,
are the one that you're really worried about grabbing.
I'm
your
probably
guy.
staying. I'm probably staying at 18 and taking our guy, taking Dylan. I think that because you got too many teams. The Panthers need receivers and stuff like that, and then the Giants or the
B says play it safe. The Cowboys are obviously the worry here. I think
Yeah.
I'm more worried about the
play it
Panthers
safe
than I would be. The Panthers and Cowboys are the two teams I'd be worried about that would snatch our guy if we drop back behind them.
Yeah, I'd say take Dylan right away.
Yeah.
Just play it safe.
Okay, we're gonna take him
All right.
with the 18th pick. Okay, I want to go back real quick and just to see where everything fell after that.
Yeah.
So just to go back and recap, Panthers selected Mekhi Lemon.
Yep.
Cowboys went Caden Proctor, the offensive tackle. Steelers went Jordan Tyson, the wide receiver. Chargers went Denzel Boston at wide receiver. So, and that was the next safety was taken, Emmanuel McNeil, who was one slot under Tiananmen at 29 to the Chiefs. So maybe missed out on a little bit of extra draft capital there, but we got our guy. And I think we've seen a lot of mocks with Tiananmen going there. If we want to, we can always run one back and see what happens again and do this. And we'll have a chance to maybe we'll do a mock 2.0 next week before the draft actually kicks off. And we can try a little bit different here. But just wanted to go back real quick, kind of see where things had fallen. So moving into the second round, just kind of looking at notable names and kind of positions of need possibly. CJ Allen was the first one drafted, linebacker. Concepcion, the wide receiver, went to the Cardinals. Colton Hood, cornerback, to the Titans. Position of need there. You got offensive tackle, edge rusher, offensive guard. Zachariah Branch, wide receiver. Brandon Cease went to the Chiefs. Jacob Rodriguez, who I heard a lot of talk about, went at 41, which is unfortunate. Linebacker there. I heard Thor was waxing poetic about Jacob Rodriguez at length today on Thor Talks Purple in their draft coverage. So shout out to them. Chris Johnson, cornerback, went to the Jets at 44. And then you had Traden Stukes, safety. Keith Abney, cornerback, to the Colts and the Falcons, right ahead of ours. So you're starting to see a run on the DBs here in round 2. We'll take a look at what we have as far as the best available yet. This is all according to ESPN's draft board, so not necessarily our own, but so best players still available according to the ESPN big board. Max Ihanakor, offensive tackle. He was ranked 41. We're at the 49, pick 49 for the Vikings here. This is our own pick. Chris Brazel, the second, the wide receiver from Tennessee, who I think we talked a little bit about, or maybe it was his teammate. I know that we had talked about Brazel there. He is available. Jeremy Bernard, wide receiver from Alabama, still available. Gabe Jacas, Illinois, edge rusher. Emmanuel Prayon, Oregon guard. Keontae Scott, the cornerback from Miami, still there as well. Jadarian Price, Notre Dame running back, is available, kind of right in that range where we want to go. I feel like there's, with the run on the cornerbacks, you're kind of seeing the wide receivers start to pull off here too. are we thinking? I know wide receiver, we've talked a lot about, or running back as well that we want to get into here. Names that I dropped there, Cody, that caught your eye, and what your kind of thoughts are moving into this pick.
That offensive lineman that was ranked 41. Who was that? What was his last name?
Hennecore.
Yep. He caught my attention. That Price. What was he?
Price, the running back from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Number 50. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players on the big board left ahead of Jadarian Price right now.
Okay. What are you thinking, Big B?
I actually, looking at that Max, offensive tackle, 6'6", 321 from Arizona State. We're sitting at what, 49 right now, and he was the
49. Yep.
Okay, so I'm thinking, and then you like that running back Price. I kind of would. Well, he was second on the big board, still sitting there. Man, that's a tough call. This might be where I would maybe think about, dropping back a bit, because like Bubba said, if we go by our board, the run of wide receivers right now.
We're putting Cody on the big board at number 1, Broski Bear. That's our Coach Cody is our guy.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show, Broski. We appreciate you. I know you're a big fan and a big friend of rap over at the Vocal Vikes, so we appreciate you tuning in with us tonight.
Well, who's drafting, let's say we're at 49. Who's drafting like around 52, 53?
Right. Yeah. So we have 2 division rivals drafting right behind us. So the Lions are at 50, Panthers at 51, Packers at 52, then the Steelers at 53. Eagles are picking at 54. So we kind of know, what the Panthers and Steelers were needing. What's the Lions? And we'll kind of go over our division rivals here with the Lions and Packers draft needs to see where they're falling.
All right. So let's see here. Lions. Lions need edge, D tackle, offensive tackle, quarterback, and running back.
Ooh.
I think with where it's at right now, there's some really good, that offensive tackle. I could see the Lions going there. There's 2 offensive linemen and an edge rusher before you get to Jadarian Price. And you don't know how they feel about, there's a couple edge rushers behind Price as well with Jennings Dunker. What a fucking name for an offensive tackle. Jennings Dunker.
And then the Packers need corner, offensive tackle, edge, linebacker, and offensive guard.
Okay, so yeah, you're kind of seeing there, and Panthers, we know we're in that safety. Do we? Is this a point where you consider maybe moving back, getting some more capital, and then hopefully your guy Jadarian Price is still on the board there, and you take your running back of the future in round 2 here?
That's a possibility. I like that move. I don't think we could get a 4th to move back, but if we could have got a 4th in this draft, I think that would be a hell of a move to get us 1 in every round, because we don't have a pick in the 4th round as of yet. So
right, and we're not afraid of the Steelers going up and taking our guy, right? So we could willing to go back behind the Packers from 49 to 53. I would say that would be a safe.
I think that would be a safe bet.
Let's do that. Let's see what we got.
See if we'll get them to do this. Let's see if we can. We'll trade 49 to the Steelers for 53 and let's say a 3rd round next year for this one, and a 3rd in next year, or a 2nd in next year. Let's see if they'll do that. They won't accept that. Okay, fair enough. So what can we get out of them? Can we get a
3rd next year?
Like Maybe a third this year and a sixth.
No, so we're looking at moving all the way back. Their second and a third, fourth, fifth, a sixth this year. So I wonder if we could get and I don't know, to go back that many spots for a 6th round pick and possibly miss your guy. I don't know that that's there, right? And that would be my fear. I wonder if we could juice it up at all. And we have 2 7s next year. So let's throw them our 2nd and next year's 7th and see if we can get this up to their 4th, their 5th. Nope. What about a 3rd next year? Nope. 4 next year. So we could get a 4 next year for their 2nd. So you're essentially, and that would be trading. Can I take this 7th off of here? So we could trade them their 4th rounder next year to drop back 4 spots. So that's kind of the value that I'm seeing in this 2nd round. And I don't know if that's necessarily worth it.
No, I don't think so.
Miss, right? That's the risk we reward.
Let's try going 54th then. Who's at 54th there?
Eagles are at 54. So we can go to Philly and see if they want to jump for our 49 and one of our 7s just to juice it up. We'll see if we can.
Always got to juice it up.
Yeah, well, you got to.
Can you throw players in there? Does it let you throw players in there? Let's throw Adson in there.
I wish. If we could, he would have been in there already. I would have traded him.
Right. First round. Trade back in the first round.
Yeah.
Eagles won't accept that there. What about that back there? Man, they got 2/3 next year. Come on. What do we need to do, guys? What do we need to do?
Yeah, this might be a part of the draft too, where people are just kind of,
set in stone.
Well, what I'm seeing now, though, is that with our next year's 7th in the mix, we can drop back to 54 and pick up the 114th pick in this year's draft. So getting there, what would that be? Their 5th round instead of the 6th round to drop back that many spots. But we're giving up a 7th rounder in next year's draft. But that 114 range, I think you got some good players that are available there. And we don't just need high rate talent. We're trying to fill up this team for this year. To me,
and we got a hit on this draft. I mean, that's one thing.
Well, and this is putting us in range where what's the numbers of our other picks right now?
Let's see your teams. Vikings. Where are we? So okay, we got the 2nd round. We're 17. That's the 18th in the 3rd round, 18th in the 33rd round. No 4th. We got the 23rd in the 5th round. So they just give me they don't give the exact number.
For sure.
And then in the 6th round, we're at the 15th pick. So the 130. So if we do quick math here,
quick math. Those two things shouldn't even go together.
Yeah, 32. And you said what was the pick that they're offering?
114. So 54 and 114 for 49 and a 7th rounder next year. One of our 2 7th rounders. I wonder if I could pull that. Actually, if I pull that 7th off, it stays acceptable too. So 49 for 54 and 114. So straight up the 2 picks for the 1 to slide up 5 spots, I guess.
So we're looking at, I mean, that 114th, that would, I'd say let's roll with it.
Let's do it.
That's a 4th rounder, isn't it? 33 teams.
Yeah, that's still a 4th rounder.
4th round pick there. So
that gives us a 4th round pick. So
see, with this, if you miss out on Jadarian Price with this one, you're not, because you're going to have other players that are in that bubble, right?
I feel like the kid that's actually from Minnesota that went to Nebraska, I think.
Emmett Johnson. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to go ahead and consummate this trade. So just so everyone kind of knows what we're doing, what's going on here. Let me make a banner. Vikings trade pick This is fun. I see why people get addicted to this shit.
You know what I'm saying, though? Oh, man.
Now, just think in 2 years when we're at the draft that's in Minnesota. I mean, how addicted is that going to be? I mean, just sit there, with the boys.
I'll invite you guys into the war room with me.
There you go.
Exactly.
See, I love the way you think, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
No, I like this one a lot because we need to look for creative ways to get better and to get deeper with this.
And if anybody's watching that has connections to getting into the draft room with Minnesota, I mean, just send us the clip here, and we'll help them out.
Sure. All they got to do is hire me.
Don't worry, Coach. It's coming. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make the trade. Eagles accepted. Okay,
right.
So what ended up happening, we'll just kind of review that real quick. Eagles drafted Jeremy Bernard, the wide receiver.
Okay.
Lions drafted that offensive tackle, Maxey. And, of course, stop it, Cat. Panthers drafted Chris Brazel, the second wide receiver from Tennessee. Packers drafted Malik Muhammad, the cornerback. Steelers drafted Gabe Jacas, the edge. So Jadarian Price at 54 still available. So
let's go ahead and do it.
I would say let's go. Let's go.
And you do have Keontae Scott, the cornerback. I don't know if there's a discussion here yet about that. Now, Cody, I know you said in the war room before the draft started, we are going all defense. So let's put it on you. You have these two players available. A lot of talk about Jadarian Price, who was obviously playing behind Jeremiah Love this year, but every bit as talented of a running back, I think. Different styles, but I think a lot of talent here. But you have a need in this secondary for younger, better talent. So Keontae Scott, B, tell us a little bit more, and we're going to put it on Coach Cody if he's got to have the cornerback or if he's willing to cede a little bit here to the offense and let us go get a good running back.
So he's ranked 7th overall in the big board on corners. He's overall 48, so he's, we're getting a little bit of value there. 5'11", 193.
Oh. All right.
So not a small guy.
He had
a profile on him at all, B, as far as playing style?
He had 42 solo tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 2 picks. Pass deflections, I think he had 5. Over his 4-year career, he only had 3 picks. He had about 6 sacks. So his senior year was his best year. His freshman year wasn't too bad. So he must have had some injuries last year in 2023. Coming out of San Diego. So
transferred to Miami then, went through the transfer portal, played at Miami. Now, was he a slot corner for them then? I'm kind of judging.
I feel like he had to be with all them sacks.
Right.
It was tackles, not sacks. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he was in Auburn for 3 years and then Miami for his 4th year. So,
okay.
It's a lot of good ball, man. Auburn's a hell of a football team as well. I wonder why the transfer to Miami, if he was just getting pushed out or maybe, like you said, an injury in there. This is a little bit tougher than we thought because we were able to get extra value, right? We picked up another pick later in the draft, and but you have a position of need because you weren't able to really go out and get someone at running back. You have cornerbacks on the roster that you are at least serviceable with, we'll say, and I feel like there's there. So I think for my money, I'm leading towards Jadarian Price over a slot corner at this value here. And I think you're getting a little bit of value anyway. We're picking at 54. These players are ranked 48 and 50, respectively, Scott and Price on the big board. So I don't think you can go wrong. It is what fits into there. So I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on the coach. I kind of said my piece. We're going to leave it up.
And just let you know, Price last year, 113 carries, 674 yards, 11 touchdowns. He had 2 receiving touchdowns, also with 6 catches. So I mean, he only played 3
Caught
years.
6 balls and 2 of them went for tutties.
Yeah,
I like those.
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah, right?
Percentages.
yeah. So
And Notre Dame don't pass much.
no, they don't pass much. They are a run team. So I'm going either way, guys. I mean, Coach, I guess it's up to you what you want to do. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. We have a solid offense, but we missed out on that running game, and we haven't been the same since AP. Not saying this dude's gonna be AP, but
again,
I mean,
you got a coach
let's go
that
ahead and
doesn't
bring
like
him
to
in.
run.
Yep, bring him on in.
I like the choice. I feel like and we talked a lot about and we have way more, like, cornerback is a need on this team, I feel like, but we talk a lot where we filled our safety role with Tiedemann in the first round, going corner or running back here, rather, after you traded back and got another pick, right? So this pick is always going to be like, well, yeah, you took a running back, but you also got 114. So there's always like, you got Jadarian and a backpack that had another player in it, right? So I think a great move here. So
I got a question. I got a question real quick.
Yeah.
So with those, we don't have a third round pick, correct?
No, we have 2.
Oh, we have 2? I thought that was a 4th round.
No, 4th round we had none now. I mean, we have 1 now, but we had none going into the draft.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, bet. I was going to say we got to trade up and get a 3rd, but we're good to go.
That's another thing that we could talk about with draft capital right now, because as you get into these 3rd and 4th, the value starts to get a lot better with the picks that we have, right? So we can talk about trading back up if we need to into that round that we don't have, or if we filled that already. So
we went back to 53.
The Vikings select Jadarian Price.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Yep.
You just have to have a coach that can run. I mean, that's the whole thing.
I love to run the ball. Let's go. Give me a call.
Let's go. Yeah, and you got a hell of a running back with the cavalry and Speedy too, man. So that's pretty awesome. So we trade back to 54. We get our guy Jadarian Price, and we go ahead and click that in there. Love the pick. Now we're picking again at 82. So let's go back and we'll just kind of recap real quick who picked after that. The rest of the second round, Keontae Scott went 2 picks later to the Jaguars. You had a linebacker, Jake Goldday, went to the Bears. The Bears selected again at 60, Josiah Trotter. So they're going heavy on linebacker in this Bears draft. Pretty wild to watch that. A little bit of a run on edge players here at the end of round 2. Rams select TJ Parker. Broncos select Malachi Lawrence. Patriots select R. Mason Thomas. And Seahawks select Kieron Crawford, all edge there at the end of the second round. So a huge run on the remaining edge players there at the end of the second. Starting off round 3, the Cardinals took Max Clare, the tight end. Dominique Orange, defensive tackle, went to the Titans. Keelan Rutledge, offensive guard, went to the Raiders. Derek Moore, edge, to the Eagles. AJ Halsey, I know Halsey's name came up in our talk. Safety, went to the Texans at 69. Nice. Antonio Williams, wide receiver, to the Commanders. Defensive tackle Xavion Harris to the Bengals at 72. D'Angelo Pons, cornerback, to the Saints at 73. Was that one of your guys?
D'Angelo Pons.
Yep. So he's off the board at 73. Mike Washington, another running back in there. So you had, Kyle Lewis, Bud Clark, another safety, off the board at 79. Austin Barber, offensive tackle. Deshaun Stribling, wide receiver, to the Jaguars. That was 80 and 81, right ahead of ours. So round 3, 82. Let's get into our big board here. Remaining ranked 71, 72, 73. So you're still getting some value here with some of these players. We have Ted Hurst, the wide receiver from Georgia State, is still available. Jalen Kilgore, safety from South Carolina, is available. Skylar Bell, a wide receiver from UConn, and another wide receiver, Chris Bell. So you got a couple of bells ringing here. Wide receiver available. And then we have Jake Slaughter, center from Florida, Sam Hecht, center from Kansas State, wide receiver Deion Burks from Oklahoma, and safety Zakee Wheatley from Penn State, all kind of in this, top 8 or so available on the big board yet. Cody, just kind of general thoughts about what you're thinking. A lot of wide receivers on the board right in here, but a couple of these safeties that I know have to be piquing your interest because we have to get better on that defensive back end. I don't mind double dipping. You lost a generational player potentially. He's out there in free agent land still, with the hitman being possibly available. But do you think that double dipping, even though you got Tiedemann in the first round there, that double dipping at that safety position is something that we should be considering right now?
Well, I mean, first of all, I should have said trade our third and and a fourth or something to get higher up there because I wanted downs. Damn, if this was Madden, I'm turning off the Xbox right now.
Pawns, you're saying?
Yeah, Pawns.
Now, that might have been too heavy of a lift because he went at 73.
Yeah, that's 10.
10, 9 spots. Yeah. You're giving away a lot of picks, and we need picks. And that, I guess, would be my pushback on trying to get up that high. Now, if we were going through this a little bit slower and watching them come off, and Pons is available at 80, I think we have enough to make that move and to move up 2 spots. To get up 9, I don't think it was going to happen. Unfortunately for us, with the needs that we have this year, you didn't pick up the extra one in the 4th to go ahead and trade it and another pick, right? Because you'd probably have to trade 2 picks, I would assume, to get that high, maybe a 4th and a 6th or 7th to get up those 10 spots, if not a 4th and a 5th. So, and I don't think we have a 5th. So,
Well, and I do that Kilgore. I do remember us talking about him and covering him.
Why don't you give us a little profile on Kilgore real quick, B, while we're kind of talking about him?
All right. What position again?
Safety.
Kilgore. Where is he? I can't find him. Safety, Kilgore. There he is, South Carolina. 6'1", 210. He's 6th overall in the position, 71st on the big board. Stat-wise, last year had 32 solo tackles, 2 picks, 10 pass deflections over his career. 2024, he had 5 picks. So for his career, he had 8 total because he had 1 his freshman year. Definitely looks like to be a hard hitter. Had 22 assisted tackles last year. So definitely a guy I would probably consider at this pick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I lock him in. Honestly, he seems like the perfect fit. Well, not perfect fit because he went earlier, but definitely for the value. 6th, would you say 6th?
Well, I know that we're looking at our free safety spot as one of need, but to finish out the year last year, you had a cornerback playing that other safety spot. So you really need both safeties. Now, Kilgore definitely sounds like he played strong safety. This guy is in the box. It's 6'1", 218, you said. That's somebody who can drop the hammer. He's only going to probably get bigger when he gets into the league. You're talking about a guy that's probably going to play around 225. I think you need this. And I think it's honestly something that the Vikings haven't had on this team as someone who can come up and fill that box. Now, I know in this hybrid defense that B-Flow likes to play, but at 6'1" something, 2 plus, right? 215 plus, this guy can still move. And he's almost a hybrid linebacker, I would say, at that point, right? Like that's a big dude out there playing safety.
Like a Cam Chancellor.
Yeah.
Which I think is something that, for B-Flow and Cody, for you as a defensive guy, someone that can come up and fill that box so that you can leave your first pick Tiedemann, who I think plays more of that traditional free safety role and has the, the ability to play that center field position. You're kind of leaving him out there to just do his thing and not worrying about it, because you've had an embarrassment of riches at the safety position with the hitman, right? You've had a guy that could do it all. He can blitz. He's a sure tackler in open space. He can play that center field position. He can quarterback your defense. It takes two guys to fill those shoes, right? So I'm with you. B, you in agreement with us as well?
Let me just read off. This might change a little topic here, but his pre-draft analyst, as a run stopper, has all the tools but needs to be more active as he transitions to the next level. It would be good to see more pop behind his pads. He has trouble with missing tackles and needs to fix angle pursuits versus the pass. It is much more productive in man coverage than when he is in zone. He can get lost in space in zone coverage. So that's a little recap on him. But
what I'm hearing from that,
fine.
Cody, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong in this, but what I'm hearing is a guy who plays on or doesn't play on instincts, plays on athletic ability, right? He's good in man because he can put his hands on him, right?
Yep.
He's running right with him. He knows where the
Physical.
instincts, because and zone defense is much more of like your anticipation, right? It is the right word. Instincts, anticipation. You can't always coach those things into a player, but you can teach them better angles. You can teach them timing on blitzes. I think this is a guy that B-Flow is kind of going to be pounding the table for if he's available. 72 on the big board, and you're picking him at 82 without having to trade up at all.
Well, in good size and speed, you put him man-to-man on a big tight end. I like them odds.
And Coach, who did you want?
Pons, the cornerback.
Oh, the corner. Okay. All right.
From Indiana.
Just want to see where he's at here.
But no, I like it. I mean, and we have been spoiled at the safety position with, Harrison Smith for a decade, damn near. And then before him, you had Corey Chavis, Ryan Russell for a little bit. We've been spoiled at that position.
Yeah, I think it would have been a good. I mean, if we could have moved up and got, Terrell like Coach would want, I think that
Where
would
was
be a good
Pons
coach.
on the big board, B? Do you have that pulled up?
He was. Let's see, Avon Treadwell from Clemson.
No.
Pons from Indiana.
Yeah, Jeremiah Pons.
Oh, there he is. All right. D'Angelo Pons.
The D'Angelo Pons. I'm
Okay.
getting them two mixed up.
I was so he's 5'9", 180. He's overall 66, ninth on the big board at the position. Undersized, but he is sticky and plays with energy. Following coaches from Kurt from James Madison to Indiana. Pons is a key player for the CPF championship. He is twitchy and very good short area quickness and does a great job diving on the ball on his break.
So he was already down a few spots from his big board space when he got picked at that.
Mhm.
You may have, to be confident in that, I feel like you would have had to move up 12 spots, right? To feel confident in actually selecting him out there. So I think we did right. We get Jalen Kilgore. I'm going to go ahead and make this pick. I think we're getting a good ball player here.
Da-na-na.
Profile of this. I just think he's a great fit for what this team is. The guys that B-Flow really likes.
And it does sound like he needs to be, have a good teacher. So, I mean, he's going to have B-Flow, and then hopefully Hitman will be another guy that's in the, if he's not on the roster, in in the study films and helping them.
Oh, he will be
develop. Yeah.
On to the 4th round.
No, we got another 3rd round pick.
Oh,
Yeah, we have 2/3.
oh, we could have got him. Oh, I don't know if I could let that go.
I don't know. I don't know if I would trade both 3rd rounds to move up to get your guy.
Oh no, not both 3rd rounds, but
I think that's what it would have taken, though.
You
Or
think
a
so?
fourth and yeah, or like it might have been a 4th, 5th, and a next year's, and we can maybe when we do a draft next week, we'll see if we can trade up and get him and see what it takes to do that. But I think we got a good ball player. I think we got someone. I remember talking about Kilgore when we were going through our draft coverage a bit, and that being someone who fits the bill of this team. I think Beeflo, I think this guy starts, right? I think a Kilgore gets on the field right away. He has the size to do it. You have someone, and because he's playing off that physical ability, that Beeflo puts him in that position to just go be physical, right?
Yeah, but if you got the Tillman character first, I don't know if he. I mean, one of them.
I think you're starting. I think you're
starting both of them.
I think you're starting 2 rookies at safety this year.
Yeah.
If you get both of these guys,
Yeah,
you
started all.
Okay, you started 2 of them. You started 2 of them if Hitman doesn't come back, but if Hitman comes back, one of them's not going to be starting.
Yeah, that changed it. And honestly,
one could go nickel at that point.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you're playing a hybrid defense, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's out of position. And that's why I think I like the Kilgore pick so
Yeah.
much, is that he feels like a guy that you can put on a tight end. He's physical. You're probably not putting him on NFL wide receivers, but somebody that can come down and guard that. So you can leave Cashman out there to kind of cover the running back. Because I think where Cashman is a little bit, especially with the injuries stacking up for him, it's getting harder and harder for him to go out and guard NFL tight ends, right? So now we're at pick 97, only 15 picks later here. We'll just kind of go back and recap a little bit of the picks after Kilgore. Sam Roush, tight end to the Panthers after us. Romello Height, edge rusher to the Packers. Joshua Josephs, edge rusher to the Steelers. Trey Soon, the 3rd offensive tackle to the Chargers. Dennis Sutton, edge to the Dolphins. Davison Igbionson, cornerback to the Jaguars. Then you had the wide receivers go. Ted Hurst, 89 to the Bears. Skylar Bell, 90 to the Dolphins. Jayshawn Barham, an edge rusher to the Bills. Now you have the other Bell wide receiver, Chris Bell, going to the Cowboys. Deion Burks, a wide receiver to the Rams. Jalen Farmer, offensive guard to the Dolphins at 94. Bryce Lance, that's Trey's brother, isn't it? Bryce Lance, wide receiver, 95 to the Patriots. And then the center, Jake Slaughter, I do believe, from Florida to the Seahawks at 96.
It's like, what is even going on?
That's the one I was kind of hoping, because I would have, I was hoping Slaughter would have been there. He's the 1st overall center, 6'5", 303. I would have taken him.
Go ahead and profile Sam Hecht. So Sam Hecht from Kansas State is the next available center. His rank was 81 on the big board. You also have Zaki Wheatley, another safety, which I feel like we've kind of filled that in, right? You've drafted the 2 safeties now at that position.
Sam Hecht, Kansas State, 6'4", 303 from Kansas State, 2nd as a center, 80th overall. So, I mean, I wouldn't be upset with that one at center. I know we focused on defense, but I still think we need to focus on that offensive line, though. I'm just looking at his bio here, quick. See what. So let's see. Heck plays light on his feet, displays good foot quickness on film. He also plays with good balance and core strength. Heck is an average mover power, but can anchor, mirror, and hold his weight substantially in his blocks well. He is skilled enough to pull and get out on the edge. Heck does a good job of climbing to the second level and latching on to the defenders. Overall, he is a solid player who could get the job done.
Number 2 center?
Number 2 center, and we're picking at what, 90-something right now?
97, yeah. And he's ranked 81. So you're getting some serious value here, I think, off the big board. Missed out on Jake Slaughter, and we can definitely address that on next week's Mock 2.0 if we want to move up and maybe, having some capital to do so. It's been a little, because I've been running this in the fast lane, right? All the picks are coming fast.
Bryce Lance.
Running it out. We'll do that next week. We got on a little late this week. It was all kind of a mess. But next week we can do a full with it round out and going bit by bit to kind of do that, to talk about the trade ups. That's what makes it easy to trade back at this speed. But yeah, the trading up is not existent because they're just coming off the board at lightning speed. So Sam Hecht, the center, I think that's kind of a no-brainer where we're at and looking at available players. An easy one here. So we're going to take a center, Sam Hecht, at pick number 97.
Paving the way for our running back.
Exactly.
That's right. That's right. How you guys feeling about the draft so far? I mean, we got 2 safeties, a running back, and a center. I mean, I'm feeling pretty damn good about it right now.
Is Emmett still on the board?
Who's that?
The running back, Emmett Johnson from Nebraska.
I would have to cruise back and just do a quick thing. Let me get the banner up real quick for this.
I just kind of curious if he's still on the board.
I'm not gonna lie though. If we could get Bryce Lance, I'm taking him. And then it's adios muchachos, Jordan Addison.
Bryce Lance.
He's already taken, but
North Dakota State, yeah. 6'3", 204. Number 19th out of the wide receivers, 95th overall. Yeah, that would have been something nice there. And I'm with you, Coach. CU Addison. 51 catches, 1,079 yards, 8 touchdowns. Last year, the year before, 75 catches, 1,053 yards, 17 touchdowns. So, yeah.
Where's Emmett Johnson on the big board? Just so I can kind of gauge where he might land.
Emmett Johnson, I think he was
running backs taken so far, I would say.
So right now he's 5th overall in the running back, so 125. So he's probably next round.
He's probably available right now at 114. Yeah. Now the our position now is this is the 114. So this is the pick that we picked up from the trade. This is the extra pick with Jadarian Price, our running back now. So looking now, but now we don't select until 163. So after this pick, there's a big gap between our next pick. So this one's one of the most important picks, I would say, in this draft because 49 players are going to go off the board essentially. Before that. So,
all right, who do we got next best available?
All right. So best available right now off the big board, offensive tackle, Demetrius Crownover, I'm assuming that says. Justin Jolly, tight end from NC State. Albert Regis, a defensive tackle from A&M. That's catching my eye already. Logan Jones, a center from Iowa. We just got our center. Jack Endries, a tight end from Texas. Michael Trigg, tight end from Baylor. Deontay Lawson, linebacker from Alabama. And then Will Lee III, a cornerback from Texas A&M at 109. And I'm just going to scroll down and see where Emmett Johnson is.
Emmett
Johnson, 128 on the big board. And so he's quite a ways down the way, probably going to go off the board before we get another pick. But I feel like at this would be a little bit of a reach right now with other guys that are on the board yet. And we got our running back in this draft too.
Well, and I've heard, multiple people talking about the running back depth in this draft, and it's Jeremiah Love and then a huge drop off and then another dude and then another huge drop off. So
Right, and we got one of those guys that were in the top, right?
Yep,
And you can see it, the way this draft is played out through the first 113 picks. Mike Washington, I think, was the only other running back taken besides the two from Notre Dame.
So we got Demetrius Crowdover from Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Yep.
7, 319. He's the 10th ranked offensive tackle, 86th overall. So, I mean, that's definitely big value right there at 114. Who's another guy we talked about?
The other one that caught my eye was Albert Regis,
defensive tackle
from A&M.
Okay. Albert Regis.
Yeah, to me, looking at what's available and the team needs right now, I mean, I don't know. Taking a tight end at 102, 105.
So Regis, 6'1", 295, 14th ranked at the defensive tackle, 134th overall.
Give me a little bit of profile on him. I want to know what kind of guy, run stopper or somebody that can get to the quarterback from that interior.
Well, let's see here. So his stats might have had a little bit of injuries here. 18 solo tackles, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble. Yeah, not much of a sack guy. He's only got 3.5 sacks in his career. But his profile, Regis' low center of gravity allows him to anchor and hold point of attack, but the short stature can hurt him against long blockers who will get into the framework of his body and control him. Regis is at his best when he can shoot his hands quickly and make a play on the ball. Though he can create some disruption in the backfield, he does most of his damage after shredding blocks, allowing the line around the line of scrimmage. So,
see, you said he was 6'1", 290.
295, yep.
A little undersized for that NFL.
Definitely undersized. And that offensive lineman that you just mentioned, 6'7", 3 something, like with the wingspan, that guy's gonna get worked. I'd rather take that offensive lineman and bolster up our offense.
So let's get to that offensive lineman. So Crown has good bend and flexibility for a player with his height. Though he can get caught playing high at times, he can have late hands and poor hands placement, allowing defenders to get into his chest and put him on skates. He needs to develop a stronger punch cross length work to his advantage, as he can be difficult for rushers to get around, and he is able to wash defenders past the quarterback in the pocket. So that length is what I'm looking at, like Coach said.
Well, and you're going to need a guy that can play that right tackle position in the next 2 years. Probably doesn't start this year, and you have a swing tackle. But this is, we're getting into developmental range now. Right? You're looking at guys, and you're kind of drafting traits. I have to.
Yeah, they're even saying that he's going to need development.
You're not taking a swing on an undersized defensive tackle now. And those to me are the two fits there. So we're going to go ahead. We're not going to waste a lot of time on this. Demetrius Crownover, offensive tackle from Texas A&M. We'll go ahead and make that pick.
Because like you said, at this point, you're looking for depth. Not starters, maybe like fringe starters, but like you're looking for depth.
Here, I happen to pause the draft just briefly. So the 49ers have 2 back-to-back picks at 138 and 139 here at the back end of round 4. And I'm glad that it landed at this, because I think this is a team that would be willing to let one of those go. So maybe an interesting experiment here of seeing what it would take to maybe creep ourselves back into this back end of the 4th round. Let me get some things going here. B, gonna just quickly recount the players that we've already picked.
Yes.
So we got the two safeties, Dylan Tiedemann, Jadarian Price at 54, the running back, Jalen Kilgore, safety, Sam Heck, center, and Demetrius Crownover, offensive tackle. Just kind of give us a rundown of needs, I guess, real quick. I'm going to pull myself off the screen. I got some production stuff I'm going to do real quick, and then start preparing for possibly trading back up now from 160 something to 138 or 139.
All right. So safeties covered, centers covered. They're still saying we need a wide receiver, offensive guard, and linebacker. So we're sitting with the 5th pick at 5th, 6th, and 3 7. So if we could maybe take that 5th and maybe a 7th to move back into where Bubba wants, I think that would be a great move, I think, to get in there. What do you think, Cody?
I mean, so we basically just need another offensive lineman, a wide receiver, and what was the other?
Linebacker.
A linebacker? Yeah. I mean, we have the capital this year. We might as well.
I would call the Niners and be like, "Hey, I'll give you our 6 this year, one of our 2 7 or one of our 3 7s for that 4th round pick." I think Bubba said we're in. If push comes to shove, then I go 5th and a 7th.
Yeah.
So Bubba, if we could do one of those picks,
and let's just kind of run through everything right now. You can hear me, okay, right?
Yep.
Okay, so best players available with it paused at 138.
Is it gonna let us make moves right now, or would you be in paused?
I think it has make trade on there. So let me pull Cody off while he's kind of doing his thing. Top players available right now: Taylon Green, quarterback, rank 116. Don't necessarily need it, but Arkansas quarterback out there. Inez Cooper, offensive guard from Miami. Drew Shelton, the offensive tackle from Penn State. DeMonte Capehart, a defensive tackle from Clemson. That would be one that would catch my eye. Emmett Johnson, the running back from Nebraska, still in there as well at this point. Safety Jaden Canaday from Oregon. Chandler Rivers, cornerback from Duke. George Gums Jr., edge rusher from Florida. Damond Claiborne, running back from Wake Forest. Jamari Taylor, running back from Virginia. Kevin Coleman, a wide receiver from Missouri. Kevin Coleman Jr. Jeremiah Wright, offensive guard from Auburn. Charles Demings, cornerback, and Jacoby Thomas, a safety from Miami. So, I mean, those are kind of like the top 10 or 12-ish best players still available.
Did you say any linebackers in there?
No, not a single linebacker, and you have to go quite a bit. The next available linebacker would be Caleb Ellerms or from TCU. He's 150 on the big board. Bryce Botcher, linebacker from Oregon, at 152. You're starting to get back into that range where.
I'm thinking we go. Since it's not a linebacker, I mean, maybe we get a wide out.
163 is the next pick that we own right now. We
that would be the
have
5th pick.
196, 234, 235, and 244. So let's just, as a little thought experiment here, let's see what we can do to trade up to 138 and what it's going to take.
I would say do our 6th and one of the 7ths to see what that gets them.
Yeah, they're not going to take that. We would have to go 196.
The 5th round?
Yeah, no, they're not taking that either. So it would have to be 163. No, they won't really take that either. I don't think that we're going to have this without throwing in capital from next year. So the only thing to get up to 138, we would have to let go of 163 and 196. So that would be our 5th and that 6th rounder to get 38.
I can't do that.
Moving up nearly 30 spots we are right now. So almost an entire round you're moving up. Let's see if there's any way we can bait. I mean, yeah, they're not going to accept trying to get them all of those back half gens. They're not doing, but I wonder about maybe. I'll see. I don't know about a 7th next year. Sweetening that pot would do anything for them. Yeah, they're not going to go.
Yeah, they're not budging. So
no, not off of that. And I'm not willing to let go of in next year's draft to give up even a 4th or 5th rounder because this team's still going to need to get our process of getting younger and more talent is not a one draft deal.
Right.
2-year plan.
No, but I think we just let it roll then. I mean, San Fran doesn't want to move on. I mean,
let it roll.
Let's see if they'll do 139. Let's see if anything there for us in that. Still nothing.
Yeah.
just not there without letting go of that other one. So I think moving up for us is just not in the cards here back into the 4th round. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to run it real quick and then pause it again in the 5th because we don't select until the middle of that 5th round. Let's go ahead. Let's roll it. I'm going to roll it forward maybe to who's got some picks in this round that might be willing to let some stuff go here. You know what? We had a good relation. Didn't we trade with the Eagles earlier to get that pick?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was
3 or so. We got a good relationship with them over there. So we'll see if we can.
The Eagles like to wheel and deal too.
Yeah.
Right. So I paused it now at pick 152. Cowboys are on the clock. Emmett Johnson went just a few picks before that. None of the linemen. So we have the linebacker.
Who did he go with? Who did he go to?
He ended up going to the Browns. So sorry for the man from Nebraska.
Sorry, man.
That might be a good move for them if he gets there.
I'm sorry, homie.
Emmett Johnson wishes he would have gone undrafted at this point. Just kidding. So 152, the Cowboys are on the clock, and we're going to see if we can't make a run with our friends over in Philly and see if we can get them to wheel and deal with us here. So Philadelphia Eagles, we want pick 153. We are willing to give up. What are we willing to give up? That's the question. Are we willing to give up 196 and some to get to 152? So
196 and a 7th.
Yeah, they're not taking that.
Put in a 6th.
126 and maybe next year's 7th. Nah, it's not happening.
No.
Let's see if we can get it for our pick and the 7th though. Okay, so for 163 and 234, we can get to 153.
And we still
who's available?
Where that's trading our 5th rounder at 163 with the 234th pick in I'm assuming that's round
6, 7.
That's one of our 6th. I want to say
that's
7th.
That's 7th round.
Yeah, 200s are in the 7th.
Okay.
What picked?
So let's look at big board real quick.
Because we got picked 234 and 235.
Right. So it was 163, our 5th rounder, and our 7th round or our 6th. What'd I say? No, 7th, 234. So 234, our 5th and the 7th, the first of the 7th rounders to move up 10 spots in the 5th round.
And who's available?
Let's check the big board real quick. So still available. Inez Cooper is the best player yet available. Offensive guard. Jaden Kennedy, a safety. We have a couple other running backs. Another offensive guard from Auburn, Jeremiah Wright. Still available. Cornerback Charles Demings. Safety Jacoby Thomas. Which you're still getting a lot of value, I feel, with these guys, too. Defensive tackle Zane Durant, still on the board now. And a linebacker, the Caleb Elarms or linebacker from TCU. So the 3 players I guess I'm most interested in here would be the just to get a profile on Inez Cooper. B, if you can pull him up a little bit. He's an offensive guard from Miami.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guard, Miami. Okay. Cooper. I don't see him. Offensive guard.
Yeah, and we're like off the big boards at this point.
There's no help. I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, he's there, but you're out of the top 100. You're starting to reach, like we said before, you're definitely looking at traits and development in these guys. You're looking for big bodies on the offensive line that you can hopefully coach up into being. I mean, these guys are probably not going to be starters in the league, but they will be your second string, or swing guards at this point. I would say you're drafting a guy in the 5th round. You're looking at the potential of coaching someone up into being a potential long-time second stringer, right?
Or even a Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, I don't see Cooper on the board at all.
Okay. And Jeremiah Wright, offensive guard from Auburn.
Yep. That was the guy too. And then are you thinking a linebacker?
Yeah, the linebacker would be the other one that I'm interested in seeing more of it, and possibly Bryce Botcher. So if you're moving up here, it's probably to take one of the linebackers still on the board in Elarms or Botcher from Oregon, because I don't think either one of those guys would be available at your 163. So this is definitely a move to get up to draft a player that you're just not confident is going to be there for you if you wait it out.
Right.
And you're willing to give up that 163 and a 7th rounder that, what are you giving up? You got 234 and 235. So
right. Yeah, let's go ahead and make the trade. Let's make the trade. And then I would actually I'd go one of the linebackers.
Yeah, I would go linebacker.
So let's make that trade with Philly. For 153, we're going to give them 163 and 234. So, I still got this on the board.
That fills a need right then and there.
But
which linebacker? Big B, do you have the profiles on either of those two?
What are the two?
Something
from Oregon.
TCU and Oregon. Botcher was the guy from Oregon.
And with Tinneman, we might even just take Botcher.
Guy that he's familiar with, right?
Okay, so Botcher was 12th. He's 6'1", 233, 12th ranked linebacker, 151st. Few stats on him last year: 56 solo tackles, 1 sack, 2 forced fumbles, and a pick. Overall, got about 4 sacks in his career, 4 forced fumbles, couple picks there. Who's the other linebacker? TCU?
Yeah.
Orr?
Yeah.
Okay. Orr was 11th, 149, 6'2", 334, 60 solo tackles, 4 sacks. Over his career, he's got 7 sacks, had 130 total tackles, 60 solos, 70 assisted. So wait
a minute. You said this guy's a linebacker, 6'1", 334?
6'2", 335. I'm sorry.
335 linebacker?
235. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, put him on the line.
235, yes. 235.
All right. No, I like that guy. But with Tinneman, they might just take. You know what? Forget it. I'd take Orr.
So,
what about you?
Orr received first team Big Ten honors in 2005, making a hit, which marked his second year with that Horned Frogs after starting his career in Cal. He brings some experience lining up on and off the ball. Exhibits very good speed, quickness, and range going sideline to sideline. Orr's closing speed is swallowed up by blocking. Closing speed, one of his better attributes, especially when he's accelerated downhill. He can swallow up he can get swallowed up by blocking at times, but he knows how to disengage and locate the ball carrier. So, yeah, no, I like him.
Yeah, I like him a lot. Welcome to the Minnesota Vikings, sir.
So that was the linebacker from TCU, correct?
TCU,
Caleb
yeah.
Earlham's.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think you're getting him where he's kind of valued at on the big board. I think there's some other people on here that just don't really fit our needs right now. Well, we've picked up and filled a lot of the other needs. So I'm in agreement. I like that profile of the guy. Somebody that's going to be able to, once again, we're not searching for starters at this point. You're in the 5th round, but this is somebody that definitely feels like could contribute on special teams right away, and that you could develop into this, that Cashman role over the next 2 or 3 seasons and have your heir apparent to that linebacker position. So I like that a lot. Well, the trade was consummated. The Vikings trade pick 163 and pick 234 to the Eagles for pick 153. Eagles have been great trade partners for us in this one. So I think they're going to be happy with what they get as well. They're obviously trying to stack up some extra picks now after we fleeced them for Jadarian Price earlier. Caleb Earlham or Horned Frog staying in purple. I like it. Welcome to the Vikings, sir.
No, and after this, we should type like a overview of how the picks went, so then when the draft comes, we can see how right we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to snap a pic of that. So with 153, the Vikings select.
What do we got to say? Clip it, and it just clips.
Yeah. Apparently, that's what it says. I never used that feature, but.
So now we're moving into the 6th round.
Yes, sir. So with pick 153, Vikings select Caleb Earlham's. Or I'm feeling pretty damn. We are filling the needs.
I can't wait to see what the grade is at the end of this.
Yeah. Let's see what the grade is.
I can't wait. Moving into the 6th round. I can't wait till next season when we have somebody to do all this production stuff for me. It's all good. All right. Pick 196 is on the clock. I wasn't able to pause it before anything, but I don't think there was going to be much to really do in between there at all. I think we've kind of done our work, and we're pretty much sticking where we're at right now and finishing off these last 3 picks, 196, 235, and 244. That's where we're sitting. And it is our pick. So any notables on here that went off? I'm not really, we don't know any of these people at this point. You are at the bottom of the draft. You're at the bottom. We're pretty happy with everybody we got. So best available right now, running back Adam Randall out of Clemson. His big board rank was 137. We're all the way down at pick 196. Tight end from USC, Lake McRee, I guess is how you would say that. Wide receiver Malik Benson out of Oregon. Riley Nowakowski, tight end out of Indiana. Marlon Klein, tight end out of Michigan. Colby Young, wide receiver out of Georgia. Matthew Hebner from Southern Miss, SMU, a tight end there as well. And Justin Jefferson, Alabama linebacker. Can this team handle another JJ?
Well, this is the point of the draft where Minnesota does the Minnesota thing.
Who was the receiver you said that was left there, Bubba?
Malik Benson out of Oregon was one of them, and Colby Young out of Georgia.
Colby Young,
wide receivers that are
Colby Young, 6'5", 218 out of Georgia. 25th position rank, 177. For Georgia last year, 26 receptions, 358 yards, 1 touchdown. Over his career, he's gotten 13 touchdowns, 5 in each of his first 2 years. So, definitely a guy that I kind of would think about sitting there 6'5". But
got some height to him, probably at 6'5", 218, a little bit thinner than I think you like. But you can put some weight on these guys, getting them into an NFL weight room.
Justin Jefferson, the linebacker. So Justin Jefferson, linebacker.
No, the other wide receiver.
Oh, the other wide receiver? Okay.
Malik Benson, the wide receiver.
Oh, he was small. Benson, 6 even, 189. Had 43 catches last year, 719 yards with 6 touchdowns. That was his best year, his senior year. The first 2 years he played, just had a touchdown each year. 313 yards a year before, so could be a slot guy, maybe a number 4. So, but
the punt return in there at all?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that wide receiver already. That's 6'5". Just a big body. You can mold him into something.
Drafted for traits. He brings something that you don't have on this team, right? It gives you a more of a Justin Jefferson look, a tall, long, obviously not the caliber of player that Justin Jefferson is, but somebody that can play those outside, those go up and get them balls that you just don't really have on this team as it sits currently. Definitely's got my attention. Any interest?
Nice number 2 outside wide receiver.
Developmental, right? Well, and probably not seeing the field in his first year or 2, probably.
Justin Jefferson, the linebacker, just in case you guys are intrigued, 6 foot 223. Okay. So 6 foot 223, 48 solo tackles, 3 sacks, a forced fumble, and a pick. So
he's got some production there from the linebacker.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of with you guys. I like this. I like the height of the receiver, especially if you get in the red zone, he might be able to help out, and then who knows, him paired up with Jefferson might help him, better than Jefferson and Addison, So
and we need a wide receiver.
You're not looking at him to really touch the field this year. No. You don't need him to produce for you. You're talking about a guy that maybe doesn't see the field on your wide receiver depth chart for 2 or 3 years, but he brings something to your team that you don't have. And I think that you're looking at him at that 6'5" frame, and you're going, can I put 20 pounds on you of muscle, right?
Exactly.
Like, can I get you stronger? And the game's so much different now than it was 10 years ago, where, guys that had a lot of length didn't necessarily. To me, you're trying to build him into to put the weight on him so he can be your what's the guy's name from Philly? His name just left me. Their big receiver. AJ Brown.
AJ Brown, yep.
You're trying to build him into that. I'm not saying that he is that player, but you're talking about a guy that has the height that you just need to put the weight onto. And because those guys he's always open, right? There's not a lot of guys that can cover someone that you could throw the ball. I mean, even JJ McCarthy would have trouble overthrowing this guy.
Well, I was just going to bring up a point here. Looking at receivers that might fall in the 7th round there. McCulley, Devontae McCulley from Michigan, is 6'5", 215. So he's got that, upside with JJ with McCarthy. In 2023, when McCarthy was there, he had 48 catches, 644. No, McCarthy wasn't there for that year, right?
Yeah, I was going to say it is McCarthy here in Minnesota in 3 years when this guy sniffs the field, right? Like,
but I'm just saying, McCarthy out the door now. With this kid from Michigan, in 2023, he had 48 catches, 644 yards, and 6 touchdowns. So, being able to pair up with McCarthy.
as well. Correct. So one guy that kind of catches my eye here, just because where his big board rank is still the Lake McRee from USC. And then Riley Nowakowski, Indiana, just won a national championship. Get a little bit of a profile on those guys before we really make this pick. I think we're all in agreement that if we're going wide receiver, we're going Colby Young. But let's take a look at the tight ends. Lake McRee was at 165. Okay. Riley Nowakowski was at 176, and Marlon Klein from Michigan. So you got a couple of Big Ten tight ends out there that are still available.
Okay, Marlon, 6'6", 240.
Yeah,
from Michigan.
It's a big boy.
Yeah, 24 catches, 248 yards, 1 touchdown last year. Lake McRae, 6'4", 243. Last year, 30 catches, 450 yards, 4 touchdowns. And who was the third guy?
Riley Nowakowski from Indiana.
Riley, there he is. So coming off the championship year, 6'2", 250. 32 receptions, 387 yards with 2 touchdowns.
I'd almost think about honestly, that Michigan guy.
I thought he was big, but I think you actually get a little bit more out of the kid from USC, who's about the same size, but had a lot more production at that. And USC, obviously being who they are, they're throwing the ball a lot more. So I think you're getting somebody that can go in line and block. But where with the Michigan guy, you're definitely getting an inline blocker that catches a few passes, where the kid from USC, I think you might be getting actually a little bit more production out of that. A little bit, any more profile on the USC tight end?
Nah, I was just looking. No, there ain't no.
Okay.
Let's just see if they.
We're getting to the point in the draft where there ain't much there. To me, I think you have somebody. I'm drafting more here because these guys, the likelihood of them seeing the field is low to begin with, right? Because you have another draft next year and the year after that. I like a guy with a little more upside on the catching space. And I think I'm more intrigued by the tight end from USC, Lake McRee, than I am by the kid from Michigan. For me, it comes down to Lake McRee or Colby Young. Which one are you trying to develop? Which position are you trying to develop more in that looking down 2 years down the road, right? For me, I think you probably need more at the tight end position because you're probably drafting a wide receiver in the first 2 rounds next year because it's going to be higher on the needs list, where you could draft a tight end in the 6th round this year, stash him on the practice squad, knowing that you're maybe building him into that role and more of that like that Zach Randolph, right? Or the Zach Rudolph role. Yep. Right. A guy that plays a lot in line and is, mostly blocking out there, but it has shown the capacity to get out and catch some balls. And who doesn't like getting their hands on balls?
Pause. But he says, clip that.
Yeah, I'm definitely, I'm game either way. I mean, they're both big boys. They're both going to be ones. Bubba said, it would all depend on what the class is like next year for the receiver.
I'd say tight end.
But yeah, we could definitely go tight end.
Because your wide receiver, we're decent at wide receiver right now. It's not a need. No. We can go out and get somebody.
Yeah.
Right. And I think next year it's going to be a need depending on what they do with Addison. I still think there's a high likelihood Jordan Addison is not on this team next year at all. But I don't think it's happening before the draft at this point. I think he needs to go out and prove it. So yeah, I like this Lake McRee. I think you're getting a lot of value there too. He was 165 on the big board. And you're picking him up at 196. So as far as that goes, I think you're getting some run here. Somebody that did produce at a team that throws the ball quite a bit, but has the size where you can maybe coach that. If he didn't do a lot of inline blocking, you can coach him up in that area, knowing that he can get out there and catch a few for you. So,
well,
Lake
welcome
McCree,
aboard.
Welcome to the Vikings. Man.
All right, so one more pick.
Yep.
Yeah, let me get some here. So Malik Benson, wide receiver out of Oregon. Riley Nowakowski still on the board here. Toriano Pride Jr., a cornerback out of Missouri, still on the board now for us. Caleb Douglas, a wide receiver out of Texas Tech. And then Owen Heinke, a linebacker out of Oklahoma. That's piquing my interest because you know how B-Flow is. He can find value in there in some of these guys too. So we kind of talked about the wide receivers and stuff in that tight end already. Would like to know more about Toriano Pride Jr. out of Missouri, cornerback, and the Oklahoma linebacker, Owen Heinke. Might be Heineke. I don't fucking know.
Let's see here. So let's see if I can find the linebacker first. There he is. So he is 18th on the big board for linebackers, 199, 6'2", 228 out of Oklahoma. Last year, 34 tackles, 3 sacks, a forced fumble. Yeah, that was his best years. So it looked like he got the start, set for his first 3 years. Who was the corner?
The cornerback was, let me get back to the big board. Cornerback was Toriano Pride Jr. out of Missouri.
There he is. 5'10", 185, 22nd ranked, 189th overall. Last year, only 17 tackles, 7 assisted, 2 picks, 4 pass deflected. Looks like he kind of was just a bench guy, maybe got a couple starts here and there. So overall didn't put up much there as a corner for tackles. Averaged about 17 for his 4 years there. So I lean more towards the linebacker.
Yeah, well, and I think just at this point in the draft, you're looking to fill up the bottom of that roster, your special teams guys, and I think that at that linebacker position, especially given who our defensive coordinator is and what he likes, that you end up getting a lot more value in that. A guy that's 5'10" and a little undersized at that, you're not playing any special teams. You're not.
Well, and then the thing is too, we take the guy that we want, and if we have 2 or 3 guys that we're kind of talking about, then we offer them, if they're still there in free agency after the draft, we sign them to the practice squad or bring them in.
Right. You're definitely getting there now, right? So I think we go ahead and draft Owen Heineke, Oklahoma linebacker. Was 203 on the big board, so I feel like you're still getting some. You're getting some value at 235 here as well with one of our 7th round picks, and then we just have, I think, one more pick left after that. So 244.
No, we traded it, right?
Well, we traded 234 with the other one, and then came back with 230. We still had that other one, and now we are here at our last pick of the draft at 244. Toriano is still there. Another linebacker out of TCU, Nnamdi Obiazor. Would like to know more about him just because we already drafted one TCU linebacker that I know we all really liked.
Okay, let's get back in there. All right, linebackers. Draft. Best available. All right, where's my linebacker? And what was his name again? Junior? What was his name, Bob?
The linebacker was Nnamdi Obiazor.
Oh, from TSU, yeah. So 6'3", 229, 20th position, 217th overall. Last year, 46 tackles, 2 sacks, a forced fumble, 2 picks. Looks like he's got about 9 career sacks in college. Looks like he started his last 3 years. Averaged about 45-ish tackles by himself, about 40 assisted. So he's around the ball when it comes down to it. So
seems like a good special teams guy if we don't take a receiver or something.
Yeah.
And I think we've kind of seen the receivers that are in there.
But that also gives B-Flow some more ammunition on the defensive side.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, there's just not – I mean, obviously, you're at the back of the 7th round now. Some of these guys are probably going to be available down there. What about Eric Gentry, linebacker from USC? He's right below Nnamdi. We'll just kind of compare those two guys against each other. Although Nnamdi seemed like he had quite a bit of production. I know a Big 12 school, but those Horned Frogs have been playing some good ball these last couple of years. Got a good program down there.
Where is he? I don't see him. What college?
USC. Eric Gentry.
Oh, Eric Gentry. There he is. 6'7", 221. I know Cody's probably just getting excited with that height there. 21st overall, 218th on the big board. 51 tackles, 3 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, no picks last year. Definitely
6'7" at a linebacker, and he can't pick a damn ball off over the middle. What the hell are you doing, man?
Hey, as long as he's batting them down, I don't care. 6'7", come on over.
Yeah, it looks like he's a 5-year college player. About 2 to 3 sacks a year, forced fumbles. I mean, definitely a guy that looks like he's around the ball. So I like that guy.
I think I'm leaning more towards the TCU linebacker with a little bit more, production on the tackle side. Pair him up with your other linebacker that you drafted out of there as well. Maybe keep that tandem together. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially back half of the draft.
Let's go ahead and do it.
This Eric Gentry is available. UDFA and to do.
Oh yeah, that's another thing too. We draft one of the other guys available.
Yep, anything's possible.
I mean, one thing is we didn't even look at quarterbacks this draft. I mean, which is probably a good thing. So,
all right. Well, let me edit this. So we're going the linebacker out of TCU.
Yeah.
With that pick, we go.
So before we get our grade there, Bubba, you told us our grade. Who did we end up drafting?
All right. So let's what's it gonna let me do here? I like that. So we drafted I should have had these rolling and going the whole time. So maybe I'll do this.
I want to hear this grade.
Do like vibe check. Let's go vibe check first. For you guys, I'm going to pull myself up. I'm going to do some production. I mean, how do you guys feel just kind of in your memory bank about the draft that transpired and the players that we selected as I pull up everyone's name and positions?
I mean, I feel like we hit on the first few, and then it's always tough when you get to the back half of the draft. You're just literally throwing darts blind, But getting Tinneman right away, Price second round, Kilgore with the third round, and then starting to work on an offensive line with the center. I'm satisfied.
Both those big guys that we got on the offensive line, man, I would if I'm that coordinator or offensive line coach, I'm definitely working with them, preparing them to be in there. And heck, the center, the Heck guy, he might be a starter. I mean,
Right.
because with the way, but yeah, I think we hit pretty good. I would be disappointed if ESPN gave us anything less than I think a B minus. I mean,
I
I
want him to see this now. I want to see this now.
I do definitely want to see where we
I might have to dip out early on you fellas.
Okay. Oh, got a big meeting yourself there, huh?
Absolutely. I'm 41 minutes late on it.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to keep you, so.
It's all right. It's all right. I'll just have to go 41 minutes later.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing.
Like, it's draft season, boys. You already know. So sorry, just trying to get these up. Round 5. There's a lot here, man. Oh, I can't even go that long. Okay, so that's good enough. Cool.
All right. So our overall grade there, Bubba?
Let's see here. I'm just gonna roll the
there we go.
Right. So there's the first 4 rounds. I couldn't get all of them on there, but the so yeah, we had Dylan Tieneman, Jadarian Price in the second round, Jalen Kilgore in the third round, Sam Hecht in round 3 as well. The center from Kansas State, Demetrius Crownover, Caleb. I can't even read that. Fuck, that's small. Elarms or
I think we did really good for the first 4 rounds, getting those 2 offensive linemen, getting
and a
Dylan,
running back, and like a really good running back.
And the second overall running back. I mean, definitely, I'm just kind of scared with that pick because the fact that we know KLC doesn't like to run or can't run because of our offensive line. So,
man, and then in the back half of the draft, you got a tight end that kind of fills a position that you're definitely looking at need. I know that we re-signed or restructured Hawk's deal. And then you grabbed a couple of linebackers that may make this team and fill some special teams roles for you, depending on the players you got. So hitting the grade my draft now.
Let's go.
We got a B, 85 score out of that.
All right.
All right. Capital management was a B. Fulfilling needs was an A minus, and reaches just an A on that. So I think we did good. I think if the Vikings land somewhere in here, as far as that goes, I don't know how you hate it, right?
Right. No, this is with trades that we did, though. So hopefully Minnesota takes some notes. But with that being said, now that we got a grade, hey fellas, I got to get going.
Awesome, man. Thanks for hanging out, Coach. Appreciate you, man.
I'll see you next week.
Thanks for hanging.
Sir.
We'll
about to go 6-0. Later.
Good luck this weekend. No, B, I think this is a damn good draft. Obviously, there's so much up in the air with these, with the draft. You never know who's going to be picked ahead of you. So there's only so much you can do. Position value is where we got hurt a little bit with the D minus, but that's just where our team needs are. We don't need the high profile needs that really drive that position value up. We didn't draft a single quarterback or edge player or that, but those are the places where we're strong, especially now having Kyler Murray on this team. You're not looking at quarterback. You're definitely feeling good about where Dallas Turner is as your young edge rusher, and you still have Grenard on this team, right? So you're feeling pretty decent about how everything shook out here.
And you still got Pace, you still got Van Ginkel. I mean, the defense I think is going to be. I think we're going to go as far as our defense can take us. I think our offense is still going to need to gel, especially getting that offensive line built up. If our offensive line can block, I think our offense is going to excel. They need to get that B minus rate, or I would say their draft grade this year has to be about an A minus to B, maybe B plus, for us to be satisfied as fans.
I thought we did pretty good. We were able to trade back. We were able to trade back at one point, pick up another pick, which we turned into another really good player.
Well,
and then we were able to
and
trade
the
up.
the running back, I'm surprised, Pierce or Price was still there when we drafted him in the second round, being that he's a second. I mean, there's a lot of teams out there that need running backs. So either ESPN knows something that the teams are looking at different running backs, or, there's a stronger needs for those other teams to pass on them. So definitely happy we got a good running back to go along with Mason and the rest of the running back crew. But
That's the best part is that he doesn't have to walk in and be the man, right? He can develop for half the season, and as Aaron Jones' body starts to give out on him later in the year, you can fill that in. I know, does Aaron Jones, not that he is a fullback, but does he come in and kind of fill in that role when you need it? You're keeping him on this team because he can pass protect. Right. Yeah. I think that's the major reason. And you don't know what you're going to get in the draft yet. If this young man comes in and proves that he can fill that role, then maybe you're cutting an Aaron Jones. And we like the guy, but you didn't restructure and do everything that you had to do to get him. So great job. Thanks for hanging out. This was awesome.
And again, too, I mean, draft day talks. I mean, we might, along with those trades, they might pull an Aaron Jones trade. They might pull a Jordan Addison trade. I mean,
we were only able to trade draft capital. We weren't able to throw players into the draft and everything.
Yeah, there might be another simulator we could probably look into and see for next week when we finally get closer. But no, I liked what we did. I think we all had good points and perspective. And again, if anybody's watching that knows somebody in that front office there, send them this tape, and maybe they can give us a phone call and and get that ball rolling. But
they do have an opening for GM, man. So always there. Well, B, I appreciate you hanging out. I know it's late. Yep. We lost our expert analyst already, and I got to get some sleep as well. The cat's gonna be
I'm on the way too. So. All
awesome.
right. See you guys next week.
Everything. Great job tonight.
Yep. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to our 2026 mock draft here on the Scene Project Sports Network. This was a lot of fun and just an experiment. We really wanted to dip in and to provide a little coverage for our fans with the mock draft, to give you a little bit of insight into what we were thinking out here. And I had a blast doing this with my guys. I know it was a little slow on the production side tonight, but it was a lot of fun getting to spend a few hours with my guys and to just talk football, to assess the draft as we see it, and to go from there. If you like everything that we're doing here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and become a part of the Scene Projects Sports Network. We'll see you next week. As we cheer on our Minnesota Vikings, let's also recognize true heroes. Pillars of Valor Coffee isn't just about exceptional taste. It's a veteran-owned company with a powerful mission. With every purchase, you're directly contributing to programs that empower and support veterans and first responders. Imagine starting your day with a rich, bold coffee that also fuels a vital cause. Pillars of Valor Coffee is dedicated to making a tangible impact, honoring those who've served our nation and communities. Join them in their mission. Visit pillarsofvalor.com to learn more and get your bag today. Pillars of Valor Coffee. Great coffee, greater purpose.